was about the 9th of January that the idea initially was thought of. The idea came as I was doing what I had done for the last month, poring over different segments of the market, looking for needs that weren't being satisfied. And again, there was an excitement about the possibility, but it took a lot more work beyond that to really verify that the possibility existed. Could we, in fact, make a computer that was compatible? Could we make a portable computer that really did everything that the IBM PC did? If we could, there was a big opportunity, but we didn't know at that time.
It's hard for most people to understand and believe that when we left Texas Instruments to go, quote, start a company, that we did not already know what we were going to go do. And I know I tell that story to a lot of people, and I think some people believe it, but most people can't fathom that we would have actually quit and left a company with no idea of what we were going to do other than saying we were going to start a company.
Start back when Rod Canyon, Jim Harris, and I set out to start a company. We knew we wanted to work together. We didn't know exactly what we wanted to do, but we knew that it'd be important for us to all have the same goals in mind. And so we set aside enough money to carry us and our families forward for about 6 months.
We convinced ourselves in a couple of days that, in fact, we could do it. We didn't know for sure, but we convinced ourselves that it was possible. We set up a meeting with venture capitalists that happened about 2 weeks later. LJ7 and Ben Rosen, who were 7 Rosen partners, were the first venture capitalists we showed the idea to. To get ready for that meeting is where the coffee shop came in. We felt like we needed to not only have a spec sheet for the product and a financial plan, but also have a drawing that would communicate the need for professional styling. We felt that was very important.
And that carries us back to the pie shop. And the 3 people at the pie shop, contrary to popular belief, were Jim Harris, Rod Canyon, and Ted Papashan.
One day there's a knock on the door, and there they both were, expressing their interest in getting into the computer business. And we had asked the Computerland people there if we could open up that unit and take a look at it. Well, they refused, and so we decided we'd have to leave. So we went to a place called the House of Pies, which is just a short distance from there. And there we started to discuss, how we might build a computer. We actually started to draw this up on the back of a placemat.
Rod and I had both put in $1,000 into the company, so this was our first big expenditure. Out of the $2,000 that we had capitalized the company with, we were getting ready to pay Ted Papashan $200 to draw these pretty pictures, 10% of our worth. Kind of dawned on us right then that, this money seemed like it's going to go pretty fast. So anyway, he drew the pictures, we gave him the $200, and we took the pictures to the hotel and met with Ben and LJ.
We set up a meeting with venture capitalists that happened about 2 weeks later. LJ7 and Ben Rosen, who were 7 Rosen partners, were the first venture capitalists we showed the idea to. They discussed it amongst themselves for another couple of weeks, and it was about mid-February when we got a call indicating that they were willing to fund the idea.
They said, why don't we loan you some money to get the company started? They were going to fund us for $1.5 million out of 3 venture capital companies. And we knew that time was of essence. They did too. And so they suggested, well, we'll just loan you $20,000 and y'all can get started. Now, the fly in the ointment was that, oh, by the way, that's going to be a personal note to you and Rod and Jim Harris, Rod Canyon, and Bill Murtaugh. Personal note? You mean like we're personally liable for it? I said, yeah. I said, like, if y'all decided not to, for some reason, not to go ahead, would we owe the money to you? Well, yeah, you would. You'd owe that back to us, I see. So, well, we're going to go out and start getting space and furniture, so we're going to go sign a lease for so many square feet, long-term lease, and we'll be responsible, Jim Harris and Bill Murtaugh and Rod Canyon, and if y'all back out, we'll still owe that lease, won't we? He said, yeah, okay. If we go lease some furniture, we're same thing, right? Says, Well, yeah. Is there any guarantee that we'll get this money, the funding? Well, we got to be honest with you. If something changes between now and the time that we fund, that we think that it's not a good investment for the people that have put their money with us, we have a duty to protect their investments, and we would have to back out.
We started the company February 16th, 1982, and we incorporated it as Gateway Technology. The first office that we had was composed of a small office in a bank building on Jones Road, the Allied Cyprus Bank building. And we had 2 card tables. I think we had 3 or 4 chairs, not sure. And we proceeded to start the business up in those offices.
We had a beautiful telephone stand, which was a cardboard box. We had 2 cardboard boxes. We had one for inside the reception area and one for outside the reception area, and we had a cord long enough on the telephone to be able to pass it through the reception window.
When I first came on, they had enough money in the budget for my next week's salary, but not the week after that. But I had such a strong impression from the people. Just the caliber and quality that, even if they wouldn't tell me what they were doing, but I knew even if it wasn't a good idea, they could do pretty much whatever they wanted. They had the right stuff together.
If some people join the company, like they quit where they're working and join our company, and then we don't get funding, they're out of a job too, right? Yeah, that's right too. I see. Okay, so we pretty well understood what the situation was.
Basically, I think we had the design expertise to accomplish most of the things, but I think we went way beyond that. I mean, for instance, our Vice President, Jim Harris, at that time, when we had finished one of our prototypes, he grabbed it and literally threw it down the hallway, where it bounced and crashed into the walls, and he said, pick it up and see if it'll work. And fortunately, it did.
We had some work to do in Massachusetts, and we had to take one of the first or second computers that we had. We were walking down the hall, and Jim Harris says, that's $1 million computer you have in your hand. That's what it cost to build that one unit. And we ended up buying a second seat for it, and tucking it in, putting a seatbelt on it, and the airplane and everything.
So the product that we had in our mind then was a professional-looking, high-quality unit that an executive would not be, he would not be embarrassed to have it sitting on his desk, and that it in fact be completely compatible to the IBM personal computer and run all the software.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Rod Canyon, and I am the president of Compaq Computer Corporation of Houston, the mysterious company you have been invited to come and hear about today. This is an important day for us, the public introduction of a new personal computer that has been in development for 9 months, and I thank you for being here to share it with us. I'll take a few minutes to explain the product and the company. Then we'd like to demonstrate the features that we feel make the product unique. The company is Compaq Computer Corporation, and the product is the Compaq Portable Computer. And we are pleased to have you here today to be among the first to see that the ideal has indeed been achieved. It is now my pleasure to show you the Compaq Portable Computer, which we believe is a milestone in the personal computer field.
After it was over and Rod called, he got on the PA system and announced that we were Compaq Computer Corporation. Everything went great. You could have heard the cheering and the hoo-ha, and Randy Jenkins' little girlfriend sent up a chocolate chip cookie about the size of a super large pizza